Ain't worth my energy. What you had to do? Cut them off, make them feel it. I ain't dealing with nothing if it don't make sense to me.
I guess right now we back at it with the next video. Now reacting to this video. This dude named Jamari. The title is what? Hooking up with my old bully. I ain't sure about that, but hooking up with my old bully. I ain't gonna lie. That sound like a movie though. But yeah, man, let's just get straight into that.
Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? So today I got an email from this guy, and the subject of the email is, I hooked up with my middle school enemy, and now I'm worried she doesn't know it's me from back then, which I don't really know how that's possible. But we're going to see what's going on with your situation. He says, hey Jamari, I recently discovered your channel over a year ago. I've watched all your old videos with Skippy, Dr. Phil, and anyone who you've roasted, and it's quite hilarious. Well, hey man, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. He says, I saw you starting to give advice, so I thought I will write to you. To give context on what's going on, I am a guy who is attracted to transgender women.
What?
Hey man, different strokes for different...
Hold on, man. Hold on. Me run the back. No way. Let me listen to this now.
What's going on? I am a guy who is attracted to transgender women. Well, hey man, different strokes for different folks. Okay? I'm not gonna have no shame in your game. You do you. He says, I have been for a while now, but I've been super discreet about it because I was afraid of what people would think.
Trust me.
I feel like that's very understandable. You know,
To be afraid, boy. That ain't normal.
That ain't normal. Assimilated to seeing, you know, a regular, ordinary guy being with a transgender and everyone just being perfectly okay with that. You know, even...
I ain't gonna let me pause it again. You just listen to that. Transgender woman. Say with me. Transgender woman. That don't sound right? I mean, that's that's a nigga. Like, come on now. Transgender woman. Like that's a nigga? Like, come on, man. That's a nigga.
Years ago, you had these bigots who
keep on playing around,
hated
man.
Gay people, and you know, I feel like in general it wasn't as accepted nearly as it is today. And I feel like the trans community is well on their way there, to be honest with you. And honestly, I think a lot of people would be surprised how many you know, guys like yourself are married to trans people or dating someone who's trans, and no one can even tell. No one even knows. You know, it's not public information. I mean, have y'all seen that clip of Joe Budden from, I don't know if it's All of Hip Hop or Marriage Boot Camp, where he finds out one of the other contestants on the show is transgender, and it pretty much just blows his whole mind.
I mean, I was transitioning.
We
were in a really bad part of the hood. Learn how to deal with all these crazy guys that are after you because you're like, you know, fresh meat. Like you're born a dude or whatever. You know.
That ain't
one
normal.
of the best clips on the whole internet. But anyways, back to your story. He says, I'm currently 27 years old. I feel I'm too old to be caring about what my friends would think, so I've decided to try the Tammy app to go find a date. What is Tammy?
I know that Tammy is
Okay, so it looks like Tammy is just you know, LGBTQ friendly application. So I'm guessing this guy is going to be going out looking for some transitioned women.
I believe you have like an obsession with transgender woman, but I ain't gonna lie. Transgender. I can't deal with that, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
This is a match with this.
But I think it was one time I just saw a photo or something, but hey. I say, shoot, this girl fine. It's a man, this girl probably could get it, you know. But little did they know. I was trying to tell you, but these trans nowadays, boy, they just look different, boy. I know, boy. That's why I be scared to mess with some of these guys. You never know, boy. You never know what you're getting yourself into. You never know.
Cute Latina, and she was only a couple towns over from where I live. We started chatting, and eventually we went on a few dates. She's funny, cute,
LGBTQ though.
Alright for that. Over all these dates, even though the pandemic has really limited a lot of the places that we could have gone to. So one night she invited me over to her place to watch the new WandaVision show on Disney Plus. We did watch it, and halfway through we started making out in her bed, which led us to doing it. Okay, so this guy's finally giving in to his desires. He says, I slept over feeling good that morning, taking my stride of pride back home. Oh, he took that walk of shame proudly, baby. I don't know if you got your back blown out or if you were doing...
Say if he get his block, if he get his back blown up, boy, he keep on playing around.
No,
Eh?
back blowing, but either way, I'm happy for you, man. Okay, I do gotta say that. I don't care what other people do in the bedroom. As long as you're satisfied, I'm happy for you. He says later that day I was scrolling through her Instagram and she did a before and after pic. I saw what she looked like before she transitioned and the pic she used surprised me. It was her 7th grade picture back when she used to bully me for being the slow kid in class. Oh, what a small world. I'm guessing that this was before he transitioned.
So this was the
how
bully?
did you not like see the face and kind of know it was the same person? I guess you were the slow kid in class though. He says I was never really good at school because of my learning disabilities, and back then she made fun of me for them. Remember, this was back before she transitioned, bingo. So there were times when I called her the derogatory term for gays. Okay, so I'm guessing he
Sissy.
means the F word. Okay, so what's so bad?
Sissy,
she
you know,
called
big
you
sissy.
slow, and you called her the F word. It seems like y'all were both kind of assholes back then. He said we would roast each other back in the days, me for sucking at school and her for being so flamboyant. I feel like that's just how gay people flirt. Is that not true? Anyways, he says, since we're all adults, I've forgiven the past, but I'm afraid she might not if she knew that I was the kid calling her those names all those years ago. I assume she would feel weird about getting banged by the guy she disliked in middle school and just end our encounter overall. I don't think she would. Honestly, I do like her a lot, but since learning about this a couple days ago, it's been giving me second thoughts. The same thoughts I had a few years back that made me hide my attraction. I hate that feeling and I don't want to go back to that. I like this girl and want to keep talking to her. Anything you can suggest to help me out would be great. Thank you. Well, my guy, it honestly sounds like you know what you want to do and you know what you want the outcome of this to be. It does sound like you're a little bit, scared. Definitely, to be public about your love for the transgender women. But it really does sound like you know what you approach it in a manner that's kind of funny. So, maybe be like, hey, I was scrolling through your Instagram the other day, and I saw, this picture of you from before you transitioned. And do you remember anything about middle school? I'm sure that it's been, on this person's mind too, because I guess I could see why you didn't recognize them because they had transitioned, but you're the same old motherfucker. There's no way they didn't recognize you. It's probably just like that unsaid thing that both of you have been kind of putting on the back burner. But I would definitely just come out and kind of say it and approach it in a funny way because she was an asshole to you too, dude.
That ain't no girl. That's a nigga, man. You telling me a nigga from high school changed that bad to try to be a woman and you didn't realize that? Man. Some of these stories don't really surprise me at this point, to be honest.
You're fucking your old bully. Okay, how crazy is that? So yeah, I would just be upfront about it, my guy. It sounds like you're trying to find any excuse, I guess, maybe to
actually allow it,
go
yeah.
back to your old way of thinking.
You're trying to
and
normalize
hide
it. That
your
ain't
feelings
normal,
and
bro.
suppress
That ain't
the way,
normal.
you want to express your sexuality. And I don't think that that's good, my man. I think that you need to be yourself.
That ain't
I
no
think that
movie.
You need to do you.
That ain't no movie,
I'm not
son.
saying that you need to come out
You
and
ain't gonna
be
mess
ready
it up.
to, say this to the public. Oh, I love transgender women. Like you already said, here, you're 27 years old. Middle school was probably about 15, 16 years ago when no one even knows who they are, okay? It's the most awkward time in your life. So just do you, man, and you're going to be...
Alright, let me give my input on this now. On the whole, with the transgender community, see, I ain't got no problem with gay people, transgender people. I ain't got no problem with nobody now, But when transgender people come on to you and don't say anything as if, yeah, I did a transformation or whatever, that ain't fair, I don't know what to say, man. Honestly, making mine is a sin. Remember that.
All in the feelings, throwing clothes out the window. Psycho. Let's take a AK, cut it in half and call it a Draco. Let's go. I'm back on my own.